We love all the Disney princesses, but some are just more powerful than others. Stay tuned to find out which princess is way more powerful than Elsa. Are you new around here? Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to The Things for more great content like this. Now on to who is the most powerful Disney princess.
I can handle this.
Aurora. What comes to mind when Aurora is mentioned? Sleep, of course, which is the perfect description of this beauty, seeing how she is the most boring princess in the Disney franchise. Even reimagined from the viewpoint of Maleficent, it makes you wonder, was there really no discussion on how to make her more appealing to young girls? She's beautiful and she sleeps. We can relate, but we certainly aren't princesses. Might we add that she has the least amount of lines than any other princess? Aurora is definitely the least powerful and the least interesting. She is respected only for being one of the first Disney princesses. Her value is determined by those around her, and nothing is her choice. The fairies, then the witch, and the prince. Half of her lines involve singing for this man. What is there to admire? Maybe the fact that she can look good while sleeping? Snow White. While Snow White has a little more depth than Aurora, her being powerful is still in question. Respected as the first Disney princess, Snow White was not expected to have such a large impact. Maybe we can give her kudos for that. But Snow White's story is a little different. She's innocent and loyal, which aren't bad qualities. She runs away after a mirror tells her she's more beautiful than the queen and warns her of her forthcoming death, which is understandable. No one's ready to die. She runs to a house with 7 dwarfs and earns her keep as a trophy wife, making sure the house is as clean as can be.
I'll wash and sew and sweep and cook.
The prince saves her in the end. There's a trend here. As tired as the storyline is, none of the other princesses would exist without her. Cinderella. The girl lives as a servant in her dad's house, forced to do all the hard labor and appease her stepmother and sisters. We feel for Cinderella. There's a whole world right outside her door, and she doesn't even realize it until she meets a prince. She's pretty, poor, and far removed from everything. Her passiveness is her downfall, but you can't deny the message sent from all the Cinderella adaptations. Have courage and be kind. A simple message that doesn't hurt to teach little kids. But Cinderella's happy ending depended on fate, not action. She was willing to continue her life of servitude. Another prince, another happy ending. How many movies need this reiteration? The only reason her life changed was because a rich prince thought she was pretty. Had she not met him, she wouldn't have even made this list. Ariel. Can we contribute the majority of Ariel's impulsive decisions to her being young? She's 16, rebellious, creative, and beautiful. A breath of fresh air for Disney princesses. She stands up for herself, making her voice heard to her father.
Daddy, they're not barbarians.
Her voice being the most beautiful trait. And what does she do? Sacrifice her voice for legs to live on land. Why does she do it? Because she saw a cute boy and wanted to pursue him. She is a teenager, but come on. Her traits are admirable in the beginning, but as the film progresses, we see this being attributed to her just being boy crazy. Literally, all of her actions revolve around getting to know him. Ariel can be a toss-up. She's headstrong and craves independence, but let's point out that she would rather be silenced in order to win Eric's attention. Rapunzel. Rapunzel is one of the most famous tales ever told. A woman is trapped in a castle with exceptionally long hair that she doesn't think to use to escape, but offers it to a prince who then uses her hair to climb up and save her. That was the old version, which is why Rapunzel is number 11. However, in Disney's adaptation, Tangled, Rapunzel is a girl who is just waiting for the day she can escape, but no time's been wasted. While locked in the tower, she studies, cooks, and learns how to fight using her hair. We can't forget the iconic frying pan scene in the end. She is saved by a prince, but her happily ever after involves her seeing the world. The girl knows her worth. The prince is simply an addition to her already found happiness. Jasmine. There's no doubt about it. Jasmine is a romantic. There's nothing wrong with wanting love, but Jasmine will not be the product of an arranged marriage. Similar to Ariel, Jasmine stands up for herself to her father and speaks up for what she believes in.
The law is wrong.
Quick to call a man out, Jasmine does not care what any man has to offer. The movie isn't even about her, and she's still extremely progressive for a Disney princess. In the words of Jasmine, I am not a prize to be won. Could a more powerful message exist for young girls who love Disney princesses? Jasmine knows what she brings to the table. She knows she is desired by many men and has the impact to change laws. She is a very solid princess with strong values. What more could you ask for? Belle. Belle is one of the first princesses in the Disney Disney franchise to be seen as smart and free-thinking. This taught young girls that it's okay to love learning and think for yourself. I want much more than this provincial life, she says in the film. In her village, they don't fancy her love of books. She is the only woman with an inch of intelligence and self-awareness. The girl has ambition, finding marriage and family subpar to whatever else life can offer.
Can you imagine? He asked me to marry him.
Did we forget to mention her selflessness? She volunteers as a prisoner in order to free her father. Then she meets the Beast, who is rude and selfish. She changes the Beast into a caring man that she eventually falls for and marries. The way she values creativity and intelligence makes her a perfect role model. Pocahontas. While being a film that definitely glorified colonialism, the film did give us Pocahontas. She is the first American Disney princess and is one of the most underrated. Can we focus on her love for the environment and the animals that lived in it? Pocahontas chose her own fate, leaving John Smith behind. She is a princess who is always looking for the greater good. Pocahontas makes the men and elders in her community listen to her, sending the message that women can have opinions. She's no damsel in distress. Instead, she's saving John Smith's life, which is a first for Disney princesses. Pocahontas instills feminism in girls at an early age, which is always something to get behind. In the end, we also see that destiny is much bigger than romance. Merida. Arranged marriage is nothing new, especially in the case of Merida. She's a princess being forced to marry by her parents. Merida acknowledges the establishment her parents want her to marry into. She should be subservient, but Merida is challenging everything from gender norms to how femininity is perceived in her country.
I'll be shooting for my own hand.
She dresses in tomboy fashion, which really gets her parents shook. You can also count on Merida to be vocal about women coming in all shapes and sizes, making you reconsider your original perception of what it means to be a girl. We love a good body positivity princess. Brave sends the message of being true to yourself, which is always key. Merida is adventurous and a true individual. She doesn't care for anything her queen mother tries to set her up for, whether it be romance, royalty, or respectability. Tiana. Princess Tiana is independent. What other Disney princess do you know that owns a business? From the beginning, we see her professing her dreams of owning her own restaurant. Her aim in life is to be successful. She is a true go-getter who meets a frog and falls in love. Who wouldn't fall in love with a girl like Tiana, an independent business owner taking life as it comes? When it comes to being saved, this is not the narrative for Miss Tiana. She doesn't become a princess until the end, but she is all the while deserving. She sends the message to young viewers that you have to fight for what you want, and it's going to take a lot to get there. The Princess and the Frog also features a soundtrack with inspiring songs about Tiana getting ready to reach her dreams. What more could you ask for? Esmeralda. No princess touches on discrimination quite like Esmeralda. She's a gypsy who wants to fix injustices like poverty and marginalization. She has the attention of three men, Quasimodo, Frollo, and Captain Phoebus. She sends the message that she is the master of her own body, and she decides what she wants to do with it. She has the power to choose who she wants to be with, which isn't that revolutionary, but she does choose the right guy. Phoebus is perfect for her because he does not try to change her. Esmeralda is a free-thinking woman, ready to fight for what is right.
You speak of justice, yet you are cruel to those most in need of your help.
It's important to show young viewers to choose a partner who doesn't try to change them, even if the other guys have a lot of power. Mogera. One of the most underrated princesses in the Disney franchise is Mogera. Maybe it's because of her attitude, but do all princesses have to be nice? Just because you aren't super nice, that doesn't make your opinions or impact any less powerful. The mean girls are always depicted as the villains, but some of them are just logical. She smashes the concept of smiling because it'll make you more approachable with cold stares. We don't have to smile all the time. Women are not robots, and nobody proves this more than Mogera with her sarcasm and witty remarks. This translates in her love life as well. She's cynical and intelligent. You know how men are, she says in the film. Her modern feminist thinking was way before its time. Elsa. Could we have a Disney princess list and not include Elsa? The Ice Queen deserves many praises for not only not needing a prince, but looking out for her sister as well. Frozen is one of the few Disney movies that doesn't include a protagonist getting married. The bond between Elsa and Anna is the true love story here. After their parents' death, and after Elsa separates herself to protect her sister from her powers, they make their way back to each other. Does Elsa identify as a feminist? The movie doesn't take a stance, but her need to place family and independence over everything else proves that she holds values that register with the movement, more so than some of her earlier mentioned comrades.
You can't marry a man you just met.
And have you heard Let It Go? The movie's theme song will have you singing along with the rest of the world. Mulan. Mulan is such a classic tale of women being able to do whatever men can do, and most of the time, women do it a lot better. While her family is focused on her honoring their name by marriage, Mulan has other things on her mind. She saves all of China, for crying out loud. She challenges everything that comes her way, including gender roles. This was a very hard thing for her to do, considering her traditional background. Mulan embodies recognizing her strength and not counting herself out just because she is a girl. It's amazing how she saves the lives of men who would not have done the same for her. Mulan is a representation of strong women, ones who are not afraid of a challenge. She is also one of the first princesses to make being empowered the norm. She lets it be known that the princess life is not for her, switching out the dress for armor. Moana. Okay, hear us out. You know Moana is not technically a princess seeing how her father is a chief, but she is the most empowered leading lady in a Disney film. Not focusing on someone to save her, Moana saves herself. She defies all odds stacked up against her to do what she sees as right. She is uncomfortable on her journey at all times, but she's persistent. Meeting Maui along the way, she's able to teach him about teamwork and the importance of seeing your vision through.
The ocean chose me!
Her mantra, to go where no one has gone before, where no one has dared to go so she can save her village from destruction and be a great leader. That sounds powerful to us. That's it for who is the most powerful Disney princess. Were you surprised by the ranking of the princesses on the list? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching.